Simeon the elder, that ancient sentinel of hope, stood trembling in the temple, his frail arms cradling eternity itself. His eyes, dimmed by years but blazing with prophetic fire, pierced the veil of time as he spoke words that would forever mark Mary's soul. This child is destined for the fall and rise of many in Israel, and to be a sign that will be opposed, and a sword will pierce your own soul too. His voice was both a hymn of salvation and a requiem of sorrow, each word slicing through the air like the very sword he foretold. For Mary, these words were a thunderclap, shattering the fragile joy of that sacred moment. How could a mother bear such a prophecy? How could she carry both the weight of her son's divinity and the shadow of his impending agony? Simeon's words hung over her like a storm cloud that would one day break in the torrents of Golgotha, where her son's cries would mingle with her own silent screams. Mary must have felt the first pangs of that sword even then, its blade poised to carve through her heart with every step of Jesus' life. She knew he was destined to save, but salvation would come through suffering, and she would bear witness to it all. Simeon's prophecy turned every tender moment into an echo of coming pain. The laughter of her child a prelude to the jeers of the crowd, his hands that clung to her robes one day destined to bear the nails of a cross. How does a mother reconcile such love with such torment? And yet, Mary did not turn away. She bore this devastating knowledge in silence, her heart a sanctuary of both joy and anguish, her soul tethered to God's will even as it broke under the weight of it. Simeon's words do not merely challenge Mary, they challenge every Christian who hears them. They strip away the illusions of a faith that promises ease, exposing the reality that to follow Christ is to embrace both the glory of salvation and the cost of sacrifice. Mary's devastation becomes a mirror for us, asking, are we willing to bear the sword of discipleship? Are we prepared to love so deeply that it wounds us? Her response, silent, steadfast, and surrendered, stands as a towering example of faith that does not demand understanding but bows in trust before the unfathomable plans of God. Through Simeon's prophecy and Mary's agony, we are called to a faith that dares to walk the path of suffering love, knowing that even in the shadow of the cross, God's promise of redemption shines unbroken.